So we have learned how to import assets and create new ones, such as materials, to apply to them. Let's now look at the blueprint editor, which will allow us to start creating actual gameplay without any coding knowledge. In this little intro to the blueprint editor, we will just go over the blueprint interface and then create a super simple piece of logic. I just want to say that I've updated to the newest pre-release of 4.7, so the interface for blueprints and various other things is a bit different than what it used to be. Let's go back into our folder and create a new blueprint class, and we'll just make it as an actor, and we'll just call this simple BP. We'll just open it up. Now, in the previous versions of Unreal Engine 4, the way that this looked was very different. Up here you'd have the three different views, but now they've all been combined into one. So we have the different tabs. We have our event graph. We have a viewport. Now, I'll just go through what everything is. So right here, first of all, if you're using 4.7, then it will be here, which is why I moved it down here. Because most, if you're using 4.6 or any other one, it'll probably be down here, because that's why I've put it here. So this has all the information and variables that is relevant to what you currently have selected. So if I had a variable here, I could access various settings about it. Like I could set what it's defaulted to, if it was editable, various settings like that. Then we have the My Blueprint tab, which is not that in previous versions. It's just here, and this just has your variables and your functions and your event graphs and all these things. So a variable is it's something that can have a value. It can be many different things. It can be a true or false. It can be a number. It can be a word. There's many things it can be. The graph is like, I mean, the event graph is one of them. So it's just it's a graph you have that you can program in. Functions they are like event graphs, but they can get called multiple times, and they are a preset thing. Like in the material functions, it's like a material function except for blueprints for coding. Macros are very similar to functions. Don't worry about them as of yet. You don't need to worry about them. And event dispatches, yeah, don't worry about them. They're more complex than we'll go into for quite some time. We also have the component view, which if you're in the previous version will be up here. There'll be a component tab. So this has all your components of the blueprint, so you can add meshes, you can add anything. You see I clicked on this and it has the settings for it, so the scale and such. So you can add new things like lights and meshes and other things like that. And then you can translate them and control them in here. So if I just add an audio, then you'll see it appears there. And since this is the root object, because it's the first object I've added, I can't move it because it has to be at 0, 0, of course. But if I now add a cube, you'll see I can move it around, and I can scale it or rotate it, and I can do whatever I want. But I'm not going to do anything for now. So yes, now we have the toolbar up here. So compile it compiles the code, so it turns it into binary so that it can be used by the computer to do things. Save, so it saves it. Find a content browser, opens the content browser and shows you where this blueprint is in it. Search, it's obvious it searches everything in your blueprint for things. Class settings, you can add interfaces, which are ways of communicating between blueprints and thumbnails and other things like this. This is just the settings for this blueprint. You can think of it like that. Defaults, these are all defaults. So if you have variables, you can also set the defaults in here. Simulation and play, obviously we know what those are. And if you're playing or simulating, then you can choose a debug object, and you'll be able to watch all of the nodes that you have in here firing off in real time for that one. Yeah, so now we have the construction script. So this is where you can you can put logic and things happening in here, and they will happen in the editor when you're not playing. So you can make a procedural dungeon or something that just gets created in the editor, and you can change. You could do things like that. So if I just place this in right now into the map, and I had something in here, it would run right now. I wouldn't have to press play. And then we have the event graph, which is the same thing as the construction script, except that it runs while you're playing or simulating, not while you're editing. So let's just let's create a very simple thing here. So we're just going to right click, and we're going to type in begin play. And this event happens when this blueprint first starts doing something. So if you spawn a blueprint, then this will happen straight away. Or if you have it in the world already and you press play, then this will happen straight away. We're just gonna make it print a string. And so what this will do is this will just print a string or a piece of text up here when we're playing. So we're just gonna make it say hello world, because why not? Compile it and save it. And now if we press play, nothing happens because we haven't actually got the blueprint in our world yet. So let's just drag it out here. And you see nothing happens because we haven't pressed play yet. If I press play, you can see that hello world popped up. So just do it again to show you again. See? So it's running as soon as we begin play. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you want to learn more about UE4, then please join me next time.